because obviously Black Arachnia didn't come in right away. She was a few episodes in and things like that. So, did you get the opportunity to sort of get a feel for the other actors and things like that, or were you just coming in cold after they'd already established themselves? And
well, I had done some other voice work before that, so like I wasn't nervous as far as working with the fellas because I've worked with Gary and Ian and Scott and Richard and Alec and David. Oh my God, I can't forget David. Yes.
I've never played War 4 or Fall of Cybertron, though I'm aware Cliff makes an appearance in both games, albeit on different platforms. As with most G1-influenced Cliffjumpers, he's a redeco and, in this figure's case, slight retool of Bumblebee. Excluding the black, and one or two minor details, the deco is inverted from the Little Yellow Scouts, this being red with yellow energy, or Tron lines as the fandom calls them. Even the Cybertronian Racer, as it's known, looks like a wider Tron light cycle, except a car. Also, like the other WFC and FOC alt modes, this averts the alien vehicle having a conveniently placed cockpit, as if they somehow knew possible smaller beings out there would encounter and pilot them, trait that plagues most Cybertronian designs. Seriously, anyone else find that weird? It's a cute car overall, and I generally like the colour scheme. I wouldn't call it dynamic, but the balance of red, yellow and black is pleasing to the eye. Don't know what else to say, honestly. As alt forms go, it's fairly simple. Getting Cliff into this mode is not, mainly because the mold is a borderline shell former. Rather than have the entire robot wrapped inside the vehicle, like Cybertron Thunderblast, the roof and rear section aligns with the chest, which forms the front of the car, and the limbs which make up the sides. The first few tries, you'll experience misalignment, as well as ground clearance issues with the panels that wrap around the ankles. I'd like to say it gets better with practice, but even to this day I still have trouble. Hell, even when going to bot mode, the left thigh actually slides off the mushroom joint at times. Loose thigh swivels are widespread with this mold, I hear. I don't know how to feel about the bot mode visually. You have the broad and bulky chest, which befits a bruiser like Cliff, but the limbs are lanky. Also the backpack, being red like the rest of him, affects the silhouette and, from the front, makes him seem fat, even though he really isn't. This figure was released at the time of War for Cybertron. I believe in the Nintendo DS, Cliff's head is just Bumblebee's in red, whereas the toys is G1 inspired. And then in Fall of Cybertron they gave him his Transformers Prime head, rendering this obsolete. Still a great sculpt though. Perhaps the bot's saving grace is his articulation. 24 points in total, including double hinged elbows, ball and socket ankles, and 2 joints in each thigh. Though when trying to pose the left leg, that loose thigh comes back to haunt me. The only other gripe I have is that the backpack hinders the waist. Cliffjumper's one accessory is this blaster. It can store in his backpack, in its vehicle mode location on the underside. As for other weaponry, he has forearm daggers, which look pretty cool cast in translucent yellow. They rotate manually, though they're on relatively strong ratchets, so be careful with that one. I know this hasn't been my most positive review, but there are things to like with this toy. The car design, colour scheme, good articulation, and weaponry. However, the bot mode appearance, frustrating transformation, and that left thigh make Generations Cliffjumper one of my least favourite pickups of TFN 17. But fear not, it gets better from here.